Right, so 13,000 runners have laced up their running shoes to do the Cape Town Marathon this morning. It's a milestone race. The event is vying for a major league status along with races like London, New York and Boston marathons. Among the changes to this year's route is the inclusion of the wheelchair race, which got underway a little bit earlier on today. It's followed by the elite runners as well. Our reporter, Natalie Malgas, is on the ground in Cape Town. She's at the start line. Natalie, we see most of the runners have now taken to the course, but of course what's left is, the visuals of how much of a logistical feat this race actually is, with all that is involved with putting it together.
Quite an operation, Boucle. In fact, we're hearing from the event organisers that the planning for the 2022 race starts in the previous year, and with the learnings of previous races. Of course, there was an interruption because of the pandemic to the racing schedule, and that really had a ripple effect on all of the races, including the international ones, with New York's schedule being pushed up. In fact, many of the elite runners have opted out of Cape Town this year in preparation for some of those international races, just to squash Cape Town between some of those other major league races was quite tricky for their training schedule. But just how big a logistical operation this was, I'm now joined by Cape Town Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis to elaborate a little further for us. It's no secret, Cape Town is vying for major league status. Jordan, what were some of the things that needed to be considered in preparation for this candidacy over the next 3 years?
Good morning, nice to be with you. It does add a whole extra dimension of complexity and detail. We've actually got a team of 3 international auditors who are here today, who are on the routes in vehicles and on motorbikes, checking the organization of the routes. The most important thing is the routes, and that is why the route has been somewhat controversial this year. There's a lot of road closures, and we understand that it's going to cause a bit of mayhem on the roads in the city today. But if we get this major league status and become one of the world's major marathons, it really does mean a huge amount for the city. And so we've got to just push through and be patient and hope that these auditors are impressed today.
What is it about Cape Town that brings out 13,000 participants and a few thousand more spectators every year?
I think obviously it's a very desirable place to visit. It's a beautiful place to visit. So we get a lot of runners from around the country and some from around the world even who want to come because it's Cape Town. And also I think organisers know that they are dealing with a professional team here that will get things organised properly, that will help smooth their event along and make it a success. And if we look at some of, there's a couple of examples of really disastrous events around the world which have promised a great deal but have fallen flat on organisation. And when you come to the city of Cape Town, we've got an amazing team of people, absolute professionals who are devoted to making your event succeed. And I think they demonstrate that today again.
Tourism is synonymous with Cape Town, you think. Holiday, fun in the sun. Is sports tourism next on the agenda? We've got quite a few major sporting events in the city over the next few months. This, of course, for the next 3 years with Cape Town vying as a major title on the marathon calendar. But there's also the cycle tour, there's the Netball World Cup and quite a few other rugby tournaments happening. Is sports tourism the big thing for Cape Town?
It's certainly becoming one of the bigger things. We've got the Volvo Ocean Race back again after COVID in January. We've got the Women's Cricket World Cup confirmed now. There's a huge number of global sporting events either coming back again after COVID or coming here for the first time, which is really exciting. We've got a couple of other big ones in the works that we'll announce at the right time. But I think we are excited about that. It is playing a bigger part of our tourism message, our tourism offering. And of course, the benefit for us and for Cape Townians is anyone who comes here, even if you just come to run a marathon, you're going to stay the weekend, you might stay a week, you might go out to Stellenbosch, you might go out to the rest of the province. You're going to make a trip of it, and that's exactly what we need.
Jordan, I have to ask, 35% of the 13,000 participants are first-time marathon runners. When are you signing up, and are you looking forward to it?
No, I'm not signing up. I was actually, to be fair, signed up for the 10K yesterday, but you can hear that I've got a bit of a flu, so I had to pull out. But I run for mayor. That's what I do. I don't run for marathons.
Thank you so much, Jordan Hill-Lewis, Cape Town Mayor there, Buhle. As you heard, Cape Town has all of what it takes in terms of the logistics, the planning, and the teams necessary to put together a major event like the Cape Town Marathon and a series of other major sporting events that will play out in the city over the next few months. The next 3 years are going to be key for Cape Town. They almost have to prove that they have what it takes to secure that major league status. In order to be one of the majors, there have to be at least 15,000 entries. This year had 13,000. And we're hearing from organisers that they're hoping that number grows over the next 3 years, along with Australia and China, who have a 3-year candidacy proving that they qualify to be in that major league along with London, Berlin, Boston, Tokyo and Chicago.
Yeah, it's a very important time indeed for Cape Town, the city of Cape Town, and I guess South African running as well, as we look to become part of that elite group of marathons. Thank you so much, Natalie, Malgas. We'll check in again with you, I believe, a little bit later on as we follow the runners through the streets of Cape Town. Also, if you are in Cape Town, please be aware of the road closures that have taken place this morning. You'll be able to find some information on that on the Cape Town Marathon website. Let's head over.